Infrastructure, connectivity, nations rising, building, and connecting like never before. In a world where every second counts, we're taking a journey through time and space to explore the earth-shaking projects set in motion by the BRICS nations. Hey there, viewers. Welcome back to our channel, Cashegories, your one-stop shop for everything groundbreaking, revolutionary, and just outright world-shifting in economics and geopolitics. If you're joining us for the first time, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell icon so you never miss a moment of the action. Today, we're diving deep into the core of the BRICS nations, exploring the massive infrastructure projects they're rolling out. You heard right, we're talking about the new development bank and China's Belt and Road Initiative. Before we jump in, let's light up the comment section. Tell us, what do you think is the most impressive infrastructure project in the world today? Is it one of these BRICS initiatives or something else? Let's get this conversation started. Now let's kick things off with the New Development Bank, NDB, a financial titan created by none other than the BRICS themselves. This institution is not just a bank, it's a game changer. As a collaborative effort of the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, the NDB was established to address the need for infrastructure development and sustainable growth in emerging economies. The NDB was founded in 2014 with its headquarters located in Shanghai, China. It represents a significant milestone in international finance as it challenges the dominance of traditional Western institutions such as the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. The BRICS nations realized that they needed a platform that would allow them to have more influence and control over global financial decision-making processes. One of the primary goals of the NDB is to provide financial support for infrastructure and sustainable development projects in BRICS countries and other emerging economies. By providing loans and assistance, the bank aims to foster economic growth, reduce poverty, and improve the quality of life for people in these nations. What sets the NDB apart from other financial institutions is its focus on sustainable development. It recognizes the importance of balancing economic growth with environmental sustainability and social inclusivity. The bank prioritizes projects that promote renewable energy, climate resistance, clean water, and sanitation, and other initiatives that contribute to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Moreover, the NDB operates on a principle of equality and shared decision-making among its member countries. Each nation has an equal say in its bank's governance and decision-making processes, ensuring that the interests of all BRICS nations are represented and taken into account. This collaborative approach fosters trust, cooperation, and mutual respect among member countries. Since its establishment, the NDB has made significant strides in financing various projects. It has funded infrastructure initiatives such as renewable energy projects, transportation networks, and urban development projects. By providing long-term, low-cost financing, the bank has facilitated the realization of critical infrastructure projects that promote economic growth and improve living standards. The NDB's success and impact extend beyond its member countries. It serves as a symbol of the growing influence of emerging economies in the global financial landscape. By challenging the existing power structures and promoting a more inclusive approach to development finance, the NDB has become a beacon of hope for many nations striving for sustainable growth. In conclusion, the New Development Bank is not just a bank, it's a game changer. Created by the BRICS nations, this financial titan aims to foster sustainable development, promote infrastructure projects, and challenge the dominance of traditional Western institutions. With its focus on equality, inclusivity, and sustainability, the NDB is reshaping the global financial landscape and paving the way for a more balanced and prosperous future. Next up, we're stepping onto the grand stage of China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. This isn't just a project, it's an empire of infrastructure, spreading across the globe like never before. The BRI represents a visionary approach by China to enhance global connectivity, foster economic cooperation, and promote cultural exchanges on an unprecedented scale. Conceptualized by President Xi Jinping in 2013, the BRI draws inspiration from the ancient Silk Road, which facilitated trade and cultural exchange between Asia, Europe, and Africa. With the BRI, China aims to create a modern-day equivalent linking countries and regions throughout a network of infrastructure projects, including roads, railways, ports, pipelines, and digital connectivity. The BRI has evolved into an expansive and multifaceted endeavor, encompassing over 140 countries and international organizations. It covers not only physical infrastructure, but also various economic, cultural, and diplomatic initiatives. This comprehensive approach positions the BRI as a transformative force with far-reaching implications for participating nations and beyond. The BRI has already witnessed significant projects taking shape across the globe. Examples include the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, the construction of ports in Sri Lanka and Greece, the development of high-speed rail networks in Southeast Asia, and the expansion of digital connectivity through undersea cables. These endeavors have the potential to unlock economic potential, spur development, and bridge gaps in infrastructure across diverse regions. China's participation in the BRI has profound implications for its own economic growth and global influence. The initiative presents an opportunity for China to export its expertise in infrastructure development, construction, and manufacturing. By investing in projects along the BRI, China can stimulate its domestic industries, create employment opportunities, and secure long-term economic partnerships with participating nations. The BRI also holds immense significance for the BRICS nations. As key participants in the initiative, Brazil, Russia, India, and South Africa stand to benefit from enhanced connectivity, increased trade, and improved regional integration. The BRI aligns with the BRICS countries' shared goals of sustainable development, poverty reduction, and inclusive growth, providing a platform for collaboration and mutual support. On a global scale, the BRI has sparked debates and discussions regarding its potential impact. Critics express concerns about debt sustainability, environmental consequences, and geopolitical implications. However, proponents argue that the BRI has the potential to bridge infrastructure gaps, boost economic growth, and foster greater global cooperation, particularly in regions where investment and development have been lacking. Ultimately, the Belt and Road Initiative represents China's ambitious endeavor to reshape the global economic and geopolitical landscape. By promoting connectivity, facilitating trade, and fostering cooperation, the BRI seeks to create a more interconnected and prosperous world. As the initiative continues to unfold, its impacts will be closely watched, shaping the future of not only China, but also the BRICS nations and the world at large. The Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, and the New Development Bank, NDB, established by the BRICS nations, pose significant challenges to Western dominance in several spheres, promoting Western nations to assess and respond to this shifting global landscape. Economically, the BRI's massive infrastructure projects and the NDB's financial capabilities challenge Western dominance in investment and development. The BRI's extensive reach across multiple continents creates new trade routes, fostering economic integration and potentially diverting trade flows away from traditional Western corridors. Additionally, the NDB's provision of alternative funding options for infrastructure development undermines the long-standing dominance of Western-led financial institutions, such as the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. Geopolitically, the BRI and the NDB present challenges to Western nations' strategic influence. China's growing economic influence through the BRI enables it to exert greater geopolitical leverage, potentially altering regional power dynamics and reducing the influence of Western powers in areas of interest. This shift in influence threatens the established order and poses challenges to Western nations' ability to shape global norms and institutions according to their preferences. In response to these challenges, Western nations are likely to adopt several strategies. Competitive initiatives. Western nations may launch their own infrastructure initiatives to counterbalance the BRI's influence. For example, the United States has proposed the Blue Dot Network, as an alternative framework for assessing infrastructure projects based on transparency, equality, and adherence to international standards. By promoting their own initiatives, Western nations aim to provide alternatives and retain influence in infrastructure development. Strengthening alliances. Western nations may seek to strengthen alliances and partnerships with like-minded countries to collectively respond to the BRI's impact. By collaborating with other nations that share their concerns about debt sustainability, transparency, and fair competition, Western countries can leverage collective influence and shape the narrative surrounding infrastructure development and investment. Enhanced engagement. Western nations may choose to engage directly with the BRI and the NDB to safeguard their economic and strategic interests. They can negotiate terms, promote transparency, and ensure compliance with international standards, thus mitigating potential risk while benefiting from the economic opportunities presented by BRI projects. Balancing economic interests with security concerns. Western nations will need to strike a delicate balance between economic interests and national security concerns. They may scrutinize critical infrastructure projects to assess potential security risks, particularly when there is involvement from foreign entities. This cautious approach aims to safeguard national security without unduly obstructing economic cooperation. Strengthening domestic competitiveness. Western nations may focus on enhancing their domestic competitiveness in areas such as technology, innovation, and infrastructure development. By investing in research and development, improving regulatory frameworks, and fostering entrepreneurship, Western nations can position themselves as attractive destinations for investment and retain their competitive edge in the global landscape. Ultimately, the BRI and the NDB pose challenges to Western dominance, compelling Western nations to reassess their strategies and approaches. By adapting to the evolving global landscape, Western nations aim to protect their interests, preserve their influence, and shape the future of global governance in the face of these emerging challenges. So there you have it, folks. The BRICS nations aren't just growing, they're soaring, and they're bringing the world along with them. But what do you think? Are these mega projects the future of global development, or is there a catch? How do you think the Western nations will respond? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. And hey, if you loved this video, make sure you share it with your friends. Let's get everyone in on this conversation, and remember, keep an eye out for our next video where we are going to dive into more categories.